Norse presence here in the northeastern part of North America, dating it to at least 1000 AD. Now, there's a lot of debate about how far the Norse actually got into America, but I personally feel that the evidence is very good that they got at least as far as the mouth of the Hudson River and up to at least Waterford. So that while, up until today at least,
yes,
we didn't actually probably have a Viking standing right here at Stony Creek, I wouldn't be surprised if our trade presence didn't make itself felt. There was certainly some impact on the area. People would have heard of us. And indeed, there are some stories that the Indians tell that seem to talk about this. Norse people were basically farmers. They lived a very, very hard life. They lived in places with names like Iceland, Greenland. These places didn't grow a lot of food. You couldn't really support a lot of livestock. So when there were times where you didn't need workers on the farm, they tended to go out and explore, and this was called going a Viking. Now, many times when you think of a Viking, you think, well, he's a guy with a sword, such as Thorkel has. But indeed, most Vikings probably carried an axe or a javelin or spear. And the reason for this is very simple. These people did not have a lot of metal. Metal was very precious. This is more than just a weapon. I can fight with this, certainly, but I can also chop wood with it. This I can hunt with. The same thing with a spear or a bow. Whereas the sword is only good for one thing, and that was not something that you wanted to do. Now, every Norse male was expected to be ready to fight for their family at any given time. But this was really a way of trying to avoid this. It was a time when you had to be your own police, and every family had to defend what it had. So, now there was an attempt to change this sort of lifestyle by people that went to Iceland. This is the people that we represent, and many Icelanders did come here to North America, and they had the idea that instead of being ruled by kings, they were going to have a law speaker and a law. They were going to be a nation ruled by laws, not by men. Sound familiar? You know, and this was back in, again, very, very long ago. So it took a while before these ideas were able to percolate and blossom into our modern country. But in any event, we can almost hope that maybe their presence here that long ago may have had something to do with implanting these ideas of freedom and liberty.
Yes. Well, the Norse, basically, the reason they did a lot of their Viking was not just to go pillage and take places over, it was natural expansion, basically. There's not many places around Europe where you could basically take over a new piece of land or be king over land, so they naturally expanded.